Good day, Mr. Lesley Kozonguizi. Thank you for honoring us by giving time to us in your very busy schedule. I know you are a busy man, I know very well, without any doubt. But thank you for allowing us the J.K.M Sports, the show which is very famous, the world of absolute football. And we focus more on the Namibian football. We really love Namibian football. I think you will even testify. I'm always at your matches at the Namibian League. Every game, I don't care what game is it, Civics versus Young African or Young, I'm just there because it's Namibian football. Or African Stars versus Ongos FC, FC Ongos, or any game that you consider big or small in Namibia, I'm always there. And I've taken time like just quitting European football just to be at the at the Namibian League. I can boycott a game between Chelsea and Manchester, then just sit at African Stars versus Civics, for example, you know? Yeah, because I love local football. And in that line, that is why I requested for an interview with you so that we can discuss our football. I call it our football because really African Stars have done the best.
Sure.
I'm telling you, hate it, love it. African Stars have put Namibian football on the map.
Exactly.
Yes, not just African map, but the map of world football. It was
totally agree with you.
Yes, it was done by African Stars.
Sure.
Yes. Now, with that said, I want us to talk about you in 5 minutes, if that's possible. I know when I was sharing this with Mr. Hamata Isaac, he was telling me that, that question alone is 1 hour.
Exactly.
When you are saying, who is Mr. Les? Who's Buti Les? You must give him 1 hour, not 5 minutes. Who is Buti Les? And how did you come about? And how did you get into the hierarchy of African Stars? Take it away.
Thank you so much, and I feel very humble to be able then to be in your midst, as you alluded to. African Stars is a backbone. So me, my name is Lesley Kozonguizi, and I was born in 1955 at Old Location here in Windhoek. In short, I would rather than say I'm from Windhoek in and out. Born and bred in Windhoek, I never went somewhere else. So I started at the St. Barnabas, the old days at the old location, and then we moved to Karutura. I came to what they used to say, Bethel Timumine. By then it was a primary school. And then we went also to the St. Barnabas also here, and before I went to Augustinium. This is where I matriculated. And then during that time, as you perhaps know, that I was also involved in music. So I started playing music together with the well-known CK, then Ben Daruka, Kilian Karisha. And then came to work for, by the time it was, they used to say Home Affairs, it was Civic Affairs and Manpower before independence. And then while I was working there, I produced a song which I won the Music Makers competition with. And then the NBC radio division, the music section, actually invited me, made me an offer to come and work as a music producer at Studio 7 at NBC. I worked there for around about 4 years, and then got another position at NBC Television, where I worked for around about 25 years as a manager of the outside broadcast. During that time, I was also involved then in African Stars as part of the organizer of the Supporters Club. That is how I came to African Stars, because by that time my elder brother, which is Stanley Kozonguizi, was also the manager of African Stars. and then later on became the chairman, and then after that I took over the position of manager for African Stars. In short, that is my history. When it comes to playing football, I started at Karutura. I played for the second team of African Stars. Then I broke my knee. We were playing at the SKW Stadium. And then I decided, no more football. I'd rather run football instead of playing. In short, I think that is what it is.
Mm-hmm. So good, so good. And you said you started as a team manager, which you took from your senior brother, to say. Now, tell me, now, how did you become the CEO of African Stars? How did it come about, the position?
Yeah, when I reverse now the years, because I've been with African Stars now very close to 30 years from that time, if I reverse it. I think the last 4 years when Mr. Patrick Kauta took over, they promoted me then to the CEO of the club, seeing of what I actually achieved with the club and what I meant for the club up until today. So, which I really appreciate.
Mm-hmm. Meaning this position was not there before. It only came into the time of Mr. Kauta. That's when it was created.
No. The CEO position wasn't there by then.
How many years now?
I'm now with that position. I'm around about 4 years. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Butiles, as they know you. I don't know if should I refer you the same or Mr. Kozonguizi, I don't know. But Butiles is the well-known name, I think.
Sure.
Everyone refers to you as that. Yes, having said that, what do you do as a CEO? I know there is the chairman of the club. I don't know in the hierarchy which one is first, but maybe I would assume it's the chairman, then maybe the CEO falls there, then the other people in different offices will come after. What do you do? I'm assuming that you're also like the sports director, if I'm not mistaken. Oh.
No. I am actually doubling up a CEO/team manager. Mm-hmm. Yes. Now, the role of the CEO, as you know by yourself, is to communicate with media like what we are doing now. If there's a press conference or whatever, I'm the one that is leading for it. As you notice that we also now recently started with our own online TV, which I had also together with David Pango, where we do live streaming. So I think the management saw it good to do that because of my experience with outside broadcast. Yes. They said it fits me to be able then to run this section because the aim and objective at the long run is for us to start our own television station and radio station for African Stars.
Wow, so good. Beautiful plans that are in the pipeline. Right. Do you have a sports director? I've not heard of one at Stars. I know other teams have, and I know the people, but at African Stars, do you have that? I know the position is there, but is there someone in it or it's still vacant?
No, currently it's vacant. We remember we had Mr. Manetti, and this is where we started. And then after that, they felt that they have to look for another team. And then currently that position is open. It depends how the executive feel about it, whether it is going to be filled or we remain as we are at this point in time.
Right. All right. You are saying the position is still vacant. But I know I'm running ahead of myself, but let me just ask this, but we'll still talk about the signings because that is where to fall in. But okay, all right, let us leave it for that space when you're talking about the signings. Right.
Perhaps I can add something. Which
Yes.
You asked me. What is it that I'm doing? As you know, that we have a big following base. We have a big support. So I'm also the link between the executive and then the supporters, which is a vital thing because as African Stars, we believe without supporters we are nothing.
Exactly.
I am the person that have to link or bring the two groups together, and that is one of my functions. Yeah. So I just wanted to add.
I see.
Yeah.
Right. It's a good point that you raised. While we are there, is there a corporate board where you have the African Stars Exco and also the supporters Exco, where like they sit and look into each other's eyes and like, okay, this is what supporters want and this is what the club want. Do you have such, or is just communication back and forth, or do you sit at a time per year to?
Yeah, I must say, currently, as you perhaps noticed a month ago, if not 2 months, we started, actually the supporters started with supporters club.
Yes.
We had the supporters club some years back, but because of one or another, the supporters fell flat. So, and then the supporters came together and they felt that they have to resuscitate and then bring the supporters, which we appreciate, so that at least when you speak about something or you give information to somebody that does something for the club.
Exactly.
Yeah. So currently, as you know, that it is just recently established.
Yes.
So we are in the process to harmonize the whole aspect and then to pave the way forward.
Awesome. That's great. Right. Moving forward, you said 4 years in the seat as the CEO. There was a question there, like, when are you passing on the baton? But since you are fresh in it, maybe we leave it for another day. Yes. Right. Double. It's like African Stars have mastered taking the League Cup and the league. How does it feel like to be at African Stars? And over 30 years, it means you have had your hand on all this success. How does it feel? Especially, let's talk about the doubles. I think this is the third double that you have achieved now. And walk us through these doubles. Is there effort? What do you say about these doubles?
The one thing is this, I always tell the people that we must always appreciate the executives that we have. What they put into the club, that makes it possible to keep the players happy. And they put their hands very deep in their pockets. Not to say that they have everything that we need, but really they sacrifice for the club, and the players are seeing it. So what you always put in is what you get out.
Exactly.
So it doesn't just come by virtue of you have the best player or so on. The player must also be able then to be happy, to be able then to work for the club. And that is what I'm saying, what our club is actually doing.
Very true. Awesome. Meaning, when I'm looking at the achievements here, you are currently 6 times Premier League holders.
Yes.
You are 5 times champions of the League Cup.
League Cup, yes.
Yes, and you have champions of Standard Bank 2015, runners-up 2014 of the same cup. Dr. Hake Cup, third place 2016, and I think 3 times winner, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Yes, according to the statistics. Yeah, this is a good. It's a good success, really. It's a good success. Just while we are at the club, what does it mean, Okatherano Peyovi? What happened, and what year was it?
Yeah, Okatherano Peyovi. It's we have so many versions thereof, right? There's a version where, as you know, that by that time there was no money in football. So the 1,000, which they say AOV, is the winning prize. It was the winning prize, which was then by then the highest amount.
I see.
Just to, while you are laughing at it, I can recall also, if you can imagine some years back, we had a sponsorship from the Namibian breweries as African Stars, and you will not believe how much it was that cost us to change the name of African Stars to Pepsi African Stars by only getting a 5,000 Namibian dollars per year. You can see, you know, so before that time, 1,000 was now an amicable amount to be able then to win. So it was a prestige amount, and that is where the name of Okatharan Rujari Peyovi, because we were the first team to win that lucrative amount of money.
Money. Wow.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Right. While we are there at sponsorships and branding and so forth, are we looking at something big anytime soon? Like, if I'll give an example, like maybe F&B or anything coming to the party, like, okay, African Stars, we have seen your kit so empty. We are now coming to the party. Did you get, you don't even need to say it, but are we going to expect that anytime soon, or no one is coming to the party?
You put me now on the block because
I see.
We are really we're working very hard to knock at each and every door. And always also, that is why people sometimes say, yeah, why do you call yourself a big team, but you do not have a big, a sponsorship and so on. The other teams that are just coming up, they are having, sponsorship. We are really knocking at the doors of everybody, but African Star is a big brand. So for you to come and to be able then to sponsor African Stars, it must also fit our budget.
Exactly.
And that is perhaps there where we always have a problem, because the person offer you a sponsorship, but he would like you, for argument's sake, to change your name, as I said, to perhaps Pepsi African Star and so on. But the money doesn't speak to it. So we are looking for sponsorships, but they must also be able then to know that African Star is a big brand. And if you have to sponsor African Stars, we must be able then also to be happy about it. Because if you take a sponsorship and you guarantee a sponsorship for a duration of 4 years or whatever, it must be a sponsorship that grows. Because what about if somebody else in the meantime after a year come and give you a better offer? So
very true. So, it should not be like something locked.
And after you change, after 5 years, you get another sponsorship, and then you change again to that sponsorship.
Exactly. Doesn't make sense. There's no.
And it's a team that is established in 1955.
Sure.
And the company that may sponsor, perhaps it's a team, it's a company. Yeah, just recent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow, it's beautiful, beautiful. Moving forward, I think we've spoken about the double, and yes, I think the other thing is. Now let's speak about the big one now, CAF. Are you excited? Tell us which is it the third time now going to CAF, or the second time? Third.
Yes.
It will be the third time, right? Yes, correct. Are you excited about CAF?
Very much excited about CAF. I mean, that is the aim and objective of African Stars. We believe you need to play at that high level for Namibian football, not for African Stars only, to be able to grow. You must gauge yourself against the best in Africa.
Yes.
And that is what we are aiming for. And people are thinking, some people are thinking that we are mad, how much does the executive, why is the executive then spending so much money? But African Stars believe in creating a platform to create so that we can have the players to be seen and to be bought by, other clubs, and create a better lifestyle for the players and their families.
So good. Wow. Right. CAF, you're excited about it. Why Botswana?
The question I'm not very sure about. Why playing in Botswana or why playing a team from Botswana?
No. Why playing in Botswana?
Oh, yeah. Now, playing in Botswana is actually twofold. Number one, as you know, when it comes to population, as you know that historically there is a link between people from Namibia as well as people from Botswana.
True.
When it comes also to the population, as you know, that we have a couple of, let's say, for Herero-speaking people that migrated from Botswana to here,
Yes.
and those ones that remain in Botswana. So this now, when it comes to support base, right? Because we feel Botswana is close by, our supporters can drive by bus to be able then to go and watch the match. So that part is very, very important. Now, when we decided on where we are going to play this year, we actually didn't know against who are we going to be drawn.
Yes. True.
Right? We expected to be drawn against any other country, but then it came that the place that we chose as a home away from home is where we, at the end of the day, have to play our match. So I think that is the reason why, among others, we chose Botswana. We tried South Africa last time. We didn't have support. I think when we went there, we just had our executive members and their families as the only spectators that we had at the stadium.
Sure.
And we felt we rather than change it to a place where at least we'll be able then to have able support.
Wow, such a good move. Yes, it's a bargain for Galaxy as well, because they are like home, home and away home.
Exactly.
It's a bargain for them. Wow.
Yeah.
You'll be facing two Namibians, Rudolf, and your own Dynamo Fredericks. It will be a beautiful encounter as well.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think that was well answered. Are there any preparations to take supporters there, or how will you achieve to get people there, spectators?
Yeah, as I say, we must also sometimes also separate the two entities from each other when it comes to supporters club function as well as the executive function, because it's not easy. As you know, locally we are not being helped by any sponsor. Neither is the government coming on part, to be able then to sponsor African Stars to take part in this. So we feel we want to see whether we can perhaps get a bus through the government, where we can either fill up the bus and then take care perhaps of the driver or whatever, and then as long as we can, especially for supporters, so that at least we make sure that the supporters goes there, but then the supporters club must then run that specific aspect.
Wow, so good, very good. 100%. Yes. Moving forward, I think now we are at the big one now, the signings. I know you have announced some, I think 4 signings so far. 1 international, 3 locals, if I'm not mistaken. Those that I know of. Just walk us through the signings. Are you the ones that you have now, and are you also planning to another ones, or you are satisfied?
Yeah, no, I mean, as you know, this is actually now twofold. You do have signings also for the purpose of CAF participation, as well as then you also have to be competitive in the league, which is not easy because these two things are going hand in hand. While you're playing perhaps league, you may also then need to play CAF, meaning that perhaps you may not have enough rest. If you finish playing CAF and then you have to play within the week, you must be able then to have enough players to be able then to cover both those two. So we have a couple of signings that we have currently, but it's not the end of the road. We are also going to look for more, at least to be able then to strike a balance between the two. So we do have some new players, some local players that we signed, like Rikambura Munjwa from Young African, Godwin Asap from UNEM, Pango Rukoro from Desert Rollers, Yomo Javera from a team from Greece, Gero Katwa, a well-known national team player from UNEM. Mauricia is January is a young player from Swakopmund FC. And then we have a player from Lesotho, Tabang Maleni. And then he's from Morumo Giant, Gallants. And then we have King, a guy called King Nasama from Mwange Football Club. So currently that's the players that we signed now. But as I say, we are still in the process. It's a long road. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it won't make sense, but I have to ask, did you pay money for these players?
Yeah, you would never get a player that you are not paying money for. Yes. Yeah, we have to.
Yeah. I don't know how your setup is, but if you can say it, maybe you can say it. If you can't, it's fine. But how much did you spend? Like just roughly for someone to have an idea that, okay, I think we need to sponsor African Stars because look at what they are doing. Like I think these are 7 players, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
8 players.
Yeah.
How much did African Stars spend, roughly?
To be honest, I must always be honest with you. That is at the higher level. So I'm dealing with the finished product.
Okay.
Meaning that I'm taking up from the side of signing the boys as well as then doing the administrative part. But when it comes to negotiation, that is with our executive.
Okay. Great. And who does the signings of the players? Since the director's post is vacant, who is signing players at the time? Who's negotiating? Who is?
As you know, that we have a very credible and head coach. The head coach is the one that is doing that. It's the one that is recommending them.
Making calls. No. Yes. That one is a fact.
Yes.
That the coach will say, no, I want Kauta.
Yeah.
I'm Katwa, for example. No,
Yes.
I want ASEP. No, I want
Yes.
this one. Yes, he just wants.
Yes.
But who does the calls?
No, our chairman.
Who's that?
Our chairman.
The chairman does.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. That's good. Really, he's one of the good negotiators, I would say. Because I remember us having a discussion, I think it was at the end of in my sports group, WhatsApp group, at the end of the season, like when we're looking at asking ourselves, like, who do you think African Stars will sign? And to my surprise, the top 4 signings that we were all talking about is what you got. Because I remember following the chairman's exclusive interview with the African Stars TV, where he was saying, like, I also wrote an article about it on my blog sports website, and where he was saying he's going to look at the best in the nation, best across Southern Africa, and now general.
Yeah.
And when you were speaking about the list, he had achieved that. Since he's the one doing the signings, now it makes sense
Exactly.
that he achieved best in the league. The 4 guys from UNAM, with no doubt, those guys are really good. Vikambura Munja from Young African, everyone was, even when I used to go and watch football, guys were like, no, this guy must come to Stars. This guy must come to Stars.
Yeah.
Yes, but I know Ronnie will have a nightmare to who is he going to start.
Which is a good thing to have as a club and not actually as a coach.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think even you guys, when you are like, even you personally, like, when you lie down at night, you are like, sure. only 11 players must play.
Who's those ones? Yeah.
Who is going to start? It's crazy. But it's good because obviously you will have a split. As you said in your statement, you need
diversity.
You need diversity. You need a squad. Like for example, you went to play Wednesday, like CAF, for example, in Botswana, and you need to drive back.
Exactly.
And you have a game Saturday. You see, you can't feel the same 11 that you played in Botswana.
Exactly. Fatigue.
Even though for example, you're coming to play a big club in Namibia, like FC Onkos, like people who has almost the capacity like yours in terms of players, meaning you still want to play the best, but you can't play the same players
every time.
Yeah. Wow. So
injuries are also kicking in.
Exactly. Injuries are also. Where is Weturu? Everyone is asking me. Where is Weturu? As if I'm the one who owns Stars.
Now, I'm not so sure whether Weturu is here or he left for the team that is interested in him. So, in short, he's resigned from the club and he wanted perhaps greener pastures. So, we're just waiting to hear whether he, at the end of the day, is registered on the other side or whatever.
So good, well answered. Right. I think we have come to the end. It was really good speaking to you. Yes, yes, no, definitely. What is your last word to the African Star supporters, Namibian people in large? Your invite, this is a free advert to invite them to CAF or next season, whatever you will say.
No, we have a big one. I think that's the right position now, or at the right time. As you perhaps know by now, that next week, Saturday, we're going to engage another team from Botswana that is going to come for a friendly match. So we are playing 4 o'clock at the Independence Stadium next week, and we urge all our supporters to come, and that is a fundraising. So I feel that everybody, even when you're at the village or whatever, and you think you're not going to make it to Botswana, at least come and watch African Stars playing Township Rollers here in Namibia next week, Saturday. There will also be like curtain races where we will have our legends, our former players playing against the legends from Orlando Pirates. We will have also some music as well as some youngsters playing each other. So we are intending to open up the stadium by 11 o'clock Saturday. So, and then we keep on up until we finish. So that in the calendar must be marked a red day for African Stars to come and support your team. As you know, the endeavor and the expenditures the team is having all these years, at least to satisfy, because I feel football is like, food for the soul, right? Everybody, even those ones that are at the village listening to the radio, the moment that they say Okaterando won, then it feels that void that is in that person's heart. So that's why I always say African Stars is not a club, it's a nation. Please come.
Wow. Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Kozonguizi Butiles. It was really an honor having you on this show, The World of Football, Absolute Football with J.K.M Sports. It's really good. It's a blessing that you're always having your doors open to us, welcoming us, always there for us as sports lovers and as a sports media house. Thank you so much.
I really thank you. I really feel humble.
Thank you.
Thank you.